Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Patricia, and today is the first installment, maybe the first, maybe the only, who knows? It's up to you. But the very first installment of Get to Know Your Scentsy Consultant. So this is just going to be me, your girl, sharing some really random information with you guys, just to let you guys get to know me better. We might have some of the same things in common, or you might learn something about me or find something maybe that you need to binge watch, or who knows. So let's get started. So I just kind of jotted down a few little things on this piece of paper, just some, as I said, random things I was thinking about. So let's get started with something real good and juicy. Favorite binge shows. So I'm a Housewives fan. I used to watch the entire conglomerate of all of them, but now, of course, I have to watch Atlanta because I live in Atlanta. I love Potomac. Um, New Jersey. I used to love New Jersey with the original cast. Now there's only two people on there that I know, and that's Teresa and her sister, and they're always fighting, and I'm just like, okay, why? So I don't really watch them. Um, New York, I stopped watching years ago. Then they added the black attorney. I forget what her name was. So then I started up watching again, and it was just a whole thing. Everybody drunk all the time and drunk and fighting, and it's like we are grown, like we are all the same, pretty much same age. Like, why are we out here acting like 20 somethings and fighting? Why? Beverly Hills kind of been in and out of here and there. It was kind of the same way with them. The cast just, when they start changing cast and you fall in love with original characters and then they start leaving, it all just goes to pot. So, Housewives, Law and Order. Oh my God, I could have a whole Thursday night of hearing nothing but dun dun. Cooking channel, I mean, that's just something you put on. It's in the background. There's not going to be too many shows that you don't like that appears on the cooking channel, so it's an easy turn if there's nothing on. HGTV, same thing. What show do you not like on HGTV? Like, we all are looking for something. Want to move into a house, want to rent a house, just want to see all the pretty things and dream. And this is the one that my husband gets annoyed with the most. Lifetime and LMN. Oh my God. TV could just stay on that all day long. Doesn't matter. I've seen the movies before. Don't care. Once again, easy reach. Just turn it on. In 2 hours, it's going to be something that you love on there. Even if you didn't really like the first movie like that. Oh, and one more thing that I did not write down, and it just popped in my head. Golden Girls. If I was a Golden Girl, I would want to be Blanche, because Blanche was that girl. She was that hot chick. She was just all about everything. She always looked fabulous. I know she smelled good. Once again, if I can't sleep, turn that on. It's on for at least 2 hours, and I can just binge watch and just be happy as all get out. I spent way too much time on TV, but hey, it is what it is. Favorite color? Green. Green is my favorite color. Green is one of those colors where people used to kind of be like, oh, that's ugly or whatever. Green has kind of had its seasons. It comes, it goes, and now green seems to be back. I've just gotten to a place where I'm just old enough to be like, you know what? I don't care if y'all think it's ugly or not. I'm going to start adding to my green collection and really embrace my favorite color. So it's always been green and red, but now pink is starting to kind of creep on up in there. I've been really getting into some pinks lately. Favorite food? Burgers. Oh my God, this is something I could eat every single day. I would say at least 2 meals a day. Burgers. Just give them to me, give me different toppings. We could eat them every day and I would be a happy camper. Pizza is a close second. That's another thing. You could just eat it every day. You can put different toppings on it and you are good to go. I don't think I've ever met a pizza that I don't like. Okay, Fall and winter versus spring and summer. Definitely a spring and summer girl. That is why I left the north and moved to the south, because it is March. What day is it? I think it's the 5th, 6th. I don't know. But it is literally almost 70 degrees outside. Now, yes, this is slightly abnormal. I think we should be in like maybe the 50s or something, but you just can't beat the weather. You just can't. Um, I will say the drawback to living in the South is tornadoes. That was something that I never experienced. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, so that is something I never experienced living up north. Up north, the horrible thing was storms, snowstorms. We used to have some bad thunderstorms too, but snow was the worst thing. Down here, for snowflake falls, they are shutting stuff down. Schools are closed. People are running to the Walmart and the store. The milk's gone, the bread's gone, the eggs are gone. Once again, we have never found out, why are you buying eggs if the electricity goes out? What are you going to do with like stacks of eggs? The other drawback to living in the South is bugs. Oh my God, I detest roaches. Down here, they call them tree roaches. If you live in a place that has a lot of trees, we have, we're on half an acre, so we have a lot of trees. You get these big, obnoxious looking, nasty looking roaches. I know in Florida they call them palmetto bugs. There's like names for them, but just nasty roaches. We have a service that comes in. That was the thing that I was like, you know what? Because my husband's from Alabama, so he's originally from down here. I was like, you know what? I cannot move down here. This is the hard line. This is the hill I'm going to die on. We have got to have a service that comes in here. And it does not matter how clean you keep your house. It doesn't matter the service coming in. Every once in a while, a creepy crawly is going to come in your house, and I absolutely hate it. Bees. Scared to death of bees. Live in the South, everybody has flowers. I'm going to tell you guys a really embarrassing story. It is completely true, and it is what it is. We went to Alabama to visit my husband's, I think it was his aunt, and she had a yard, of course, and literally on both sides of her little walkway to get to the house, they were lined with these flowered bushes. Oh my God, I swear to God, it was literally a scene. You know how you watch a scary movie and whatever you're focusing on, it just starts moving like this and like it gets wider or bigger or whatever? That is what happened when I approached that woman's house. I was frozen, and I there were bees like buzzing in the flowered bushes. My husband had walked on through, and then he turned around and was like, "Why are you standing there?" I was petrified. He literally had to come back, grab my hand, tell me to close my eyes, walk straight, or just look straight ahead, and walk to the door. I know, crazy. I hate bees, wasps, the whole nine. Just scared to death of them. That is the biggest drawback for me, because everybody is always planning everything. I mean, it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful place to be. But favorite music for me, the era was the 80s and the 90s. That was to me when people sang, people could sing. If there was a concert and something went awry, you know what? That person might just take the mic and keep on singing until they clear up whatever's going on in the back. You ask somebody to do that right now. Everybody right now is auto tune. Oh, I won't say everybody, but there's a lot of people out here auto tuning and just can't sing, can't carry a note. It's all about a beat. You put a trash person on somebody with a hot beat, and it's still gonna sell like hotcakes. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was just that general era of music where everybody listened to the same thing. You had, I like Duran Duran, Billy Idol, this is just off the top of my head. My husband loved In Excess. I mean, it was just that whole genre of music, from Michael Jackson to In Excess to Boy George to Donna Summer to Madonna. I mean, it was just fabulous. So my favorite, I would say my favorite era would be the 90s, because that was growing up in the 90s, hip hop, R&B, girl groups, boy groups. Like I said, people could sang their wigs off. It was amazing. Uh, my favorite boy groups of all time still is New Edition and Jodeci. Jodeci was like the bad boy R&B group. Absolutely love them. Favorite movies like to watch on TV, the kind that just come on over and over again. For me, it would have to be, it used to be the Five Heartbeats. You guys know I love music. So if you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's a movie about this well, I guess you would call them a boy group of back in the, what was it, 60s maybe? I think it was 60s, 50s, 60s. But it shows them coming up as a group and their rise to fame and all the crap that went along with it and the ugliness of the music business and all that. That used to be my favorite movie. If I could catch it, I would watch it over and over and over every time it came on. My husband was just like, you literally know the words to this movie now, like you're watching the Five Heartbeats again. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. If you know, you know. Five Heartbeats. That movie had so many sayings in them that just stood the test of time. People still say them today. That song, if you've seen the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about. The other one is Big Red, who was like the evil record producer that used to threaten people. He was like the Suge Knight of back in the day, telling somebody, my office hours are. If you watched the movie, you already knew what I was getting ready to say. 9 to 5. Now, my new favorite, since I told you guys I'm a huge New Edition fan, is the New Edition story. Was it VH1 or Lifetime? Whatever the channel is, it just started doing all the musical documentary movies. Or was it BET? No, it was BET. Um, they did a mini series. It was like a 3-day mini series when it first came out, because it was 3 parts of it. It was them as little kids when New Edition first came out. Then it was them as teenagers, and then it was them as young men, because you guys know New Edition is still touring after all this time. So it was just this wonderful, just basically like a concert movie, but it also told you the dark side of the music business, because as you guys know, we've seen it over and over again where these people get into the music business as kids. They don't read contracts, they don't have, attorneys working in their best interest, and they're getting robbed blind, and it takes them growing up to figure out, wait a minute, this don't sound right. But it was basically just this huge like concert of, it was like a movie that was a concert, but then also told you about the business. Love it, love it, love it. That is just like, if it comes on all day, that's like a 6-hour chunk of time that I am devoting to my guys. And while we're talking about large chunks of time carved out, don't even get me started on the 10 Commandments. Once again, I have been watching the 10 Commandments since I can remember. Like since I was a little kid, and my parents would allow me to stay up late to see the Red Sea being parted, because that was at the end, and it was usually past my bedtime. But if that was on, they would let me stay up and see that, and then I would go to bed. Everybody knows when that comes on, do not contact me, do not call me, do not text me, do not stop by the house, do not do anything for 5 hours, because I am watching the 10 Commandments and drooling over Yul Brynner. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share a little wackiness, a little zaniness, a little all things that encompass your girl. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer for another installment, just list them below and I'll come back and we'll do this again. So let me know if anything that I've mentioned struck a chord with you, rang a bell. Is it your favorite? Do you have other favorites that you love? Um, Let me know because it might be something that I like too, and I just didn't mention it on here. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.